Thatcher, Dick and Perry seem near foils to each other.
After the Murdy. After Murdy.
Tyler and William established that the setting of Holcomb made it the perfect place for a murder. When it comes to the murder itself, the differences between Dick and Perry are pounded into us every chance Capote can get. From appetite to stature, Dick and Perry seem near foils to each other.
After the murder, Perry is seen to be very nervous and avoids eating any real food, whereas Dick is insatiable and seems to think the murder will go entirely unnoticed. When a question of conflict comes up, we learn that Perry is both shorter and heavier than Dick, as well as stronger. He's also more superstitious and not as cunning.
One can attribute these characteristics to a common archetype, the evil mastermind who carries around some muscle for protection. However, in this the henchman is usually subservient, but we've learned in the book that although Perry is adverse to starting a fight with Dick, he has considered it before. It's much more likely that Dick and Perry represent two types of criminals.
Dick would be the cold criminal, someone who commits crime because he wants to, not because he has to, whereas Perry represents a criminal who had the life thrust upon him, with a bad family relationship and a hard time surviving. This could explain his hurt legs. They represent an inability to get away from a life of crime, even though he has the markings of someone good.
In general, Perry's personality as presented by Capote has a lot more emotion. On page 92, Perry says, "You can't stop living. Like my dream since I was a kid, I've had the same dream." Then he goes into a description of him fighting a snake. When Dick asks about what happens, Perry dismisses it, but to himself, he says, "The finality was of great importance, a source of private joy," and he describes the parrot who saves him from anyone who might cause him harm.
From the beginning sections of the book, there is a clear contrast between Dick and Perry. Although neither of them are formally educated, Dick is charming, soft, and street smart, while Perry has a love for knowledge, vocabulary, and literature.
Although Perry is largely different from Dick, he tries to portray himself as a cold killer by lying to Dick about him murdering a man, which emphasizes his needy nature and his want for acceptance from others.
Capote creates an interesting dynamic between the two criminals, engaging the reader by showing us the minds of the criminals, which will later progress into us learning more about the motives of the murderers.
You guys want to come say bye to the camera so we can...
They say bye?
Well, we need to all say bye. Something needs to happen so we can all
Deuces.
say bye.